The kicking saga continues in Green Bay. One of the bigger storylines coming out of preseason was a kicking competition between Anders Carlson and Greg Joseph. Greg Joseph ends up winning that battle at the end of preseason, but before he can kick in a regular season game, the Packers cut him because they saw something better in Braden Narvison. Well, they're still looking for that consistent kicker out there because he just did not cut it. The Packers cutting him, which is a sigh of release to a lot of Packer fans out there, because anytime that dude was stepping out on the football field, you're like, okay, great. We're going to be giving our opponents great field position because this dude is more than likely going to miss. They bring in a veteran kicker, which is great news for us Packer fans out there. They sign Brandon McManus, who is going to bring more consistency to the Packers when it comes to kicking. What did we get out of Brandon Narvison? Well, he is second to last in the NFL in field goal percentage at 70.6%, sandwiched between Jets kicker Greg Zuerlein and Giants kicker Greg Joseph. Obviously, Greg Joseph sounds to be a very familiar name right there, but Jets kicker Greg Zuerlein, if you didn't watch Monday Night Football, he cost them the game, missing two crucial field goals late in the game, which, man, is it me or is it becoming more and more difficult over the last couple of years? Obviously, we've seen it in Green Bay, but it seems to be more of a consistent theme across the league when it comes to finding that consistent, reliable kicker. It goes on to say that the man who initially won the Packers kicking job, Giants kicker Greg Joseph, is only at 72.7%. So a sigh of relief for Packer fans out there too, because if we would have hung on to Greg Joseph, we would be just barely better than what we've seen so far out of Narvison. So what can we expect out of Narvison? Well, a little bit more consistency. In 2015, this dude was 85.7%. Again, okay, so this is going back to 2015, but last year he was 30 of 37, which was 81.1%, and he made all 35 PAT attempts. So that is reassuring for us as Packer fans that this dude, he's a veteran kicker. He's been there, done that. He's did it with Denver most of his career, in Jacksonville last year, but he's hovered around 86% for nearly 3 years and around 84% for 1 year. And then last year was pretty successful for him also. So big improvement there. Who else did the Packers bring on board? Well, the Packers signing a tackle, adding some depth chart to the practice squad, Spencer Roland. I'm not too familiar with this guy, but let's read about him. It says right here, Roland, 6'6", 306 pounds. He was initially signed by the Vikings as an undrafted free agent, and then he out of North Carolina. But so he started his career with Harvard from 2018 to 2021. Before transferring to the Tar Heels. He started all 43 games he played in during his college or collegiate year with the Tar Heels. Roland blocked for an offense that averaged 299.2 yards per game, and then 192 yards on the ground. Roland earned all ACC honorable mention in 2023 and first team All Ivy League honors in 2021. Anytime you're bringing extra depth to the practice squad, especially on the offensive line in Green Bay, it's a good thing. I'm not too familiar with Spencer Roland personally. Leave your comments. Let me know your thoughts on that signing. Either way, let's take a look at the depth chart for the Packers when it comes to the practice squad. A guy that I really like on a practice squad is Donovan Jennings. See right there, out of South Florida. Hopefully we don't get to see him this year, because that means we're going to have some sustainable injuries, which would not be a good thing. But Donovan Jennings, I'm pretty high on this guy. I think that he will do some good things in Green Bay for our offensive line, hopefully over the next year or two. But Spencer Roland coming in, adding some depth, especially at the tackle position, which is going to be a position of need as far as depth goes. Leave your comments. Let me know your guys' thoughts about the two signings, but big changes with McManus coming into Green Bay because the Packers are going to get more consistency with this veteran signing. Leave your comments, and as always, go Pack, go.